Well, hello, boys and girls. It's Dwayne from Tricks to the Trades again. Now, I've got a confession to make. I'm not perfect. I made a mistake. It's been haunting me since 1992. I guess I could be forgiven since I didn't know much in 1992. So when I built my garage area, at that time, I'll get Matt throwing a picture. I only had the garage, and I had a mobile home over here, and just a little where my breezeway is. I only had a little porch area, and that was it. So I really didn't have a lot of water shed. I didn't have this concrete apron up here, and I wanted the concrete guy to actually pour this with a drain in front. All he did was a little skirt, and that didn't work out at all. And so, through the years, we've tried different things. But then after we put the house in, now we've got more of a water issue between coming down the drive. I got a pipe up there. It diverts a lot of the water, but a lot of it comes down. I'm going to regrade some more of this driveway and put down millings, hopefully sometime this summer. And then a lot of the water does go that way, but a lot of water comes down here. It does catch in that catch basin, but if you look, I got a quarter of my roof of my house dumping into a downspout, a gutter from off the breezeway, which takes a quarter of the garage and half the breezeway. So quite a lot of space of roof up there coming down into this pipe. And when we did this, what we ended up doing was tying it right into this floor drain. You can see it down in there. So it just comes out and right into here. So all that water comes down, hits this floor drain, and it exits out that way. And then there's a floor drain in the middle of the garage and the floor there. And that doesn't have a problem water coming up, but where the water comes up is when it rains really hard. This comes up out of this grate. Now, the mistake was using a 4-inch pipe and only one pipe to catch all that and then come around here to a clean out. I had this downspout, which was taking half of the garage, and plus an addition I added on to the garage, all going into the ground. Way too much water, but that's not all. We have another downspout back here also joining that, and that is again taking half. So basically we're looking at the whole entire garage, the whole entire breezeway, and half of my house all running back in a 4-inch pipe. And the floor drain, and great, way too much for 4-inch pipe. So you see we got the Z35, we got some pipe. So here's the plan. I'm kind of stuck with nowhere to go. So we're going to have to do the best we can here. So my thought is to eliminate whatever's coming into this front pipe and this drain here. Separate it. Cut the pipe right in here somewhere. Run a diagonal over to this corner. Be the least intrusive. Cut right through here. And then hopefully I'm going to see if I can hit grade here and then just run corrugated black pipe all the way back into the woods. And that way I can dog it back over and away from the neighbors and get everything way back in the woods. So that's why the pipe. We're going to see how this works out. It's got to be a help. I've tried everything else. I tried disconnecting that downspout and that didn't help. But we get these monsoons now. It just doesn't seem to, it used to be like once a year. No big deal. Get some water in the garage. Not even that bad. But now, man, it just rains. When it rains hard. Really hard, real fast. And it just can't take it. Other than that, it can handle it. I mean, it handles it pretty good, except for those flash flood ones. But that's what we're getting. So, gonna have to fix it. All right, and this is the best way I can do it because I'm not tearing up all her woods, and her landscaping is all over to the left there. So, this is the only choice I have. When I pulled that cap off, I see there's a little bit of debris down there. That's not helping our cause any. So, I set the transit up. So the bottom of that pipe, I'll let it run through here, about where I got that stick. We got slope to here to some degree, enough. Get that on a grade, and then from there down, it's downhill. So now the fun thing is digging this up without doing too much damage. Good thing the wife's away. Well, one more stick would have been better. That would have got me closer to the fence, but so I just kind of hooked them together lightly and wanted to play around and see what my trajectory was here. So I got that close enough that I can just cut that pipe right there and run it. But ever wonder, and I always had a hard time remembering, bells up or bells down? If anybody remembers Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, one of them, where it was Dan Marino playing football, and they always said, laces up, Dan.
If he had held the ball laces out like you're supposed to, Ray would never have missed that kick. Dan Marino should die of... Would you like a cookie, son?
What do you know? They're little footballs.
Laces out.
So that's always how I remember. Laces up, bells up, Dan. And you never go wrong, right? All right, well, I gotta keep going here before the wife gets home. So you can probably tell there's not a lot of room to work here. I'm almost there. I think I found it. There we go. I am so mad. My battery died and you missed some of the best digging I've ever done in my life. I came right in there with a 2-foot bucket, cleaned that little trench out on that side of the pipe, that side, even underneath. No, don't ignore that. Yeah. No hand shovel. Did that with the excavator. Right. I can't tell a lie for very long. Okay. Well, I got to cut that now. What I'm going to do is just cap off this lower end and then put a 22.5 right there. Well, I took a little bit of a bath trying to cut that out. I cut a V out of it because I can't quite get underneath it. Look at that, it is plugged somewhere. So that is really more my problem. So I don't know if it's back here where I had that downspout. Maybe something fell in there. To clean that out too and see what's going on, but I still think this is a good solution. So on some further investigation, this pipe is turned this way, not that way. So something's goofy going on here. I got some funky corner. I don't know. I can't even get my hand in there to tell what it is. So I'm going to dig this right up here and see. Maybe that's where my clog is, because that looks good down in there. Well. Okay, that's better. All right, so at least I did something right back then. I got fall from here to there. It didn't look too good when I was looking at it, just digging it out. So we're good there, but so back in the day, I know it's hard to believe, but back in the day, all we had was a store like, I don't know, 40 miles away. There wasn't Lowe's, Home Depot, or any of that stuff. So if you're out working on a weekend and the store's closed and you got a little piece of black pipe, you threw it down. That's what you did. I'm not proud of it, but when I think back of what we had to work with and what we could buy at the store, we're very fortunate now to have what we have. I complain sometimes about what they have in stock and everything, but I gotta say, it's better than then. We just made do with what we had. Well, look what I got out of there. I stuck a hose down in here as far as it would go, and water was just backing up the pipe here, so stuck my hand down in there, cleaned all that out. Then I took the snake and snaked it out. Bunch of crud came out, but obviously we have fall because it's going down there right in the pipe like it's supposed to. So at least we got that fixed. Yeah, that was definitely clogged up. Glad I took the time to do that. Well, it was a little bit of a fight trying to get it with 2 fixed points, but I got it. And now I got that downspout connector on there. Got that hooked up like it was originally planned until I disconnected it. But at any rate, that'll work. And then I can run that one off over there. But I think I'm gonna have to call it a night. Got somewhere to be, but at least if it rains, it's all, you know, pretty much contained.
2 weeks later.
Well, I made it back to getting on my own projects. Where I got this pipe dug out for that downspout. And as you can see, we've got lots and lots of room. No problem there. So I'm gonna dig that over to here, or at least as far as I can reach. Set you guys up over here. Let's see where we're at with the transit here. Now we got problems.
I know.
We got the boss here working in her
I
pink.
got my pink work boots on. Yeah, wait. Okay. White socks, that's the biggest problem.
Yeah, you look like you're really dressed for this.
I just said hello, and here I am. Oops. Okay.
It's not how it always happens. Well,
Right.
in our household it does. All right, go get your Lisa shovel and your Lisa shoes and meet us back here. Well, we got our pipe all in. I put a little rock on top of it just to hold it down because it was almost a hair high there. This just worked out perfect. If I wouldn't have lifted that pipe, that conduit a little bit, this pipe wouldn't have quite fit under it. So I'm just gonna push down a little on it while we backfill. We got it going over here. She's wrestling a big black snake. I'll have to go down there and pull it so that I can make the connection here. Got the union on here to connect it all up. Yeah, we got the stone or step walkway, whatever you want to call it, back in, cleaned up. Almost like you never knew we were here. Come fall, get leaves down on here you'll never see. And especially once I get some millings and put down over here. But just kind of what I was saying about slag, it's so rough, man. See all these big clunkers all along here. These things are like ball bearings. So you put slag down and you can 10, 15, 20 years later, it'll keep working to the surface. You just can't stop them from coming up. It's crazy. But I just tracked this in just to show you how this slag packs in. That's what's just tracking it in. You can't even rake it. I mean, it packs in like nobody's business. So that part's good. All right, well, I think we're about done here. I know I am. That's a wrap. All right. See you next time on Tricks to the Trades. And don't forget to like and subscribe and comment.